Hi everybody. Today's video is one that has been heavy on my heart for a while, and it's about being a ass kisser, a pick-me friend, and I'm talking about being a pick-me friend. This is not about romantic. If there's something romantic here that you get something out of, cool, but that's not what this is about. That's a whole nother video. I am someone who I have not had a crap ton of friends in my life. I've always been very shy. I've also been cool with my own, being on my own, okay? I was going to say with my own company, and I lost the term in my head. But yeah, I've been fine being quote-unquote a lone wolf, if you will. I remember, speaking of Job Corps in a previous video, I actually talked about this story a little while ago, but I mentioned how, like, when I went to Job Corps, it was all like very cliquey and stuff. Everybody had to like bond with somebody. It didn't work very well if you were like me and you were like a lone wolf, and especially if you had a gentle spirit. Like, if you're going to be a lone wolf, you better be pretty ferocious, and I was not. I have a gentle spirit. Not like I can't be fierce, but my default is to be gentle. And unfortunately, that leaves me very open to bullying and all that stuff. So, to get into it, when I was at Job Corps, I remember these women would sometimes, well, I say women, they were around my age. I was 19. They might have been a smidgen younger or a little bit older. And they were like, I think junior dorm directors or something. They were also students, and they would invite me over, to eat with them. They're like, oh, you can come and sit with us. And I thought that was really sweet, but I was okay with being by myself. And then after the fact, I would think about it. I'm like, I kind of should have taken them up on it. Not because I actually wanted to sit with them, but just because it would have been nice, because they were being nice, to sit with them. Like, it felt like I was rejecting their advances, and that wasn't my intention. It was that I was okay being by myself. Now, funny enough, I ended up getting bullied pretty bad at Job Corps. So yeah, maybe I should have just went over there and sat with them. But anyway, that's like the past. But on that note, why I'm mentioning this is because when I have like met friends, I'm like, I try to put in 1,000% oftentimes. To give you guys an idea, I'm a stay-at-home mom who does not have a job. I've made money here and there selling off my possessions. I mean my money, my earnings, selling off like my possessions on Mercari or eBay or something like that, as like, I guess, a side hustle or something, but which I could talk about in another video. But anyway, but I don't have like a steady income where if I were a single mom that I could completely support myself without help. I'm just not in that position, okay? Now, why I'm mentioning this, okay, getting really personal here, that's a part of why I want this YouTube channel to work out. Anyway, but why I'm mentioning this is because when I would go out to eat with my girlfriends who had jobs, only one of my girlfriends had children, all the other ones didn't, had partners, whatever, in some cases, depending on, who we're talking about, I would pay for their food. And I'm not saying I paid every single time, but quite often, it was pretty normal for me to pay for the person's food. Unless they spoke up pretty boldly and said, oh, we'll split the check or something like that, then oftentimes I paid for them. And they let me. And, then would turn around and do some really shisty shit to me. Like, it's one thing if I was doing all that and, they were like the bestest of friends to me. But oftentimes, like, the people I'm talking about, I'm not friends with any of them anymore. you know, and because of like really shisty shit, you know. One person, it's kind of sort of a misunderstanding, but their behavior is so fucking childish that I don't even care anymore. I mean, one part of me wants to tell them, hey, just so you know, blah, 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 you got bamboozled. But another part of me is like, why? Let her find out on her own. You know, let life show her. Because, you know, she was so quick to run with that narrative as opposed to like having a grown up woman to woman conversation with me, then just let her run with it, I guess, you know. So I don't know. But I say all this to say a part of why I got so hurt by these experiences was because I was doing too much. I was doing too much. I did not set boundaries. And something I saw recently, it said that you as a giver have to set boundaries because takers do not have them. Okay, it's like the giving tree. They will take from you until you have no more fruit to bear. Okay? So you have to cut people off before it gets to that point. And I don't mean cut them off their friendship. That's debatable depending on the person and what they mean to you and what they bring to your life and so on and so forth. But at the very least, you have to cut off being a doormat. And you also, I think a very important question, if you think that you're in a similar situation as the one that I'm describing, is ask yourself, do you think that the way that you worry about someone else, the way that you look after someone else, the way that you try to make sure that friend is okay, do you think that they would do the same thing for you? And you could argue, oh, well, she doesn't have the resources I have, which was not the case with me. These people had more than I did. But just for argument's sake, you can make that, you know, let's say you're someone who you're middle class or higher and it's a lower income person. Gotcha, I understand. But is there character that of someone who would do for you what you're doing for them, were they put in that position? And when you say, well, I don't know, that may be true in some cases, but a lot of cases, baby, you know. You know if they will reciprocate or not. You know their character. And if the answer is no, then you need to learn how to fall back. That's my personal opinion. I mean, you can do what you want, but, you know, I got fucked over, and I'm just trying to spread the word to help other people avoid that. So, I mean, and you know, that whole matching energies thing is very difficult for me because I just have this thing where I want to like do so much for people and I want to make people happy and all that. And again, that's something I have to work out within myself, and it comes from a place of insecurity. It comes from a place of feeling like I'm not enough and I have to pay like I weigh and I have to do the most. I have to earn my keep, and it's simply not true. You know, not the way that I've been doing things. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.